Well, hi there. Welcome to the Roving Crafters. I'm Jen, and it's Sunday, and on Sunday I always have a how-to video. This Sunday we're going to spin yarn, and we're going to spin our yarn with beads in it. There's certainly more than one way to add beads to your yarn. Here's my way. I take the roving, and as you can see, I've pulled it into very small, attenuated, drafted bits, and pre-strung a bead. And when I start one of these projects, I have a stack just like this, all ready to go. And then these get added in as I spin. I suppose if I was more precise, I would be measuring my makes, how many makes I have in between each bead, but that's not really how I do it. How I do it is I add a bead whenever I feel like there needs to be one. So I'll be spinning along like you do and decide to add a bead. I do that by taking one from my pre-made stack, laying it down like that, and then spin and draft both pieces, my main roving and my little bit of beaded roving, for a while. Let them twist together, and it does a great job of trapping your bead in your yarn. Like so. Now, passes through. You probably hear a few clicks as the bead goes through the orifice past the hooks. I have a hook system on my wheel. And now it's on the bobbin. Let's tilt you. See the little bead on the bobbin? Okay. Spin a little more or a little less. Of course, you can add these beads as often as you want. And then take another pre-made, pre-strung. There we go. And hold it in line with your roving and keep spinning. I think that's the best way. It's certainly the way I've found that lets me have beads without my beads sliding around on the yarn, which can happen if you just spin your yarn and then pre-string the beads onto the main yarn. Then you tend to slide around some, and I hate that. I'm going to add in some more of my roving, and this is the part where I want to say that you should pre-draft, at least in the beginning when you're trying to pick up this technique, so that instead of working with a nice thick piece of fiber, I take it off and I pre-draft to a large extent, attenuate it out, get it nice and thin, so that when I come to the sections where I want to add a bead, I'm not having to do quite so much drafting on this part while I'm slipping my bead into the process. Like all spinning techniques, the more practice you get, the better you get at it. The less you have to pre-draft. But in the beginning, if you're just learning, I'm going to do that teacher thing, and I'm going to tell you, just pre-draft. Take it easy on yourself. You know, try to only learn one thing at a time. You'll have a lot more success that way. Here we go. So this is my pre-drafted main fiber batch. I'm going to add you in like so. And then I'm going to add in a beaded section. The other thing that I want to point out is that this method really commits you to a worsted draw. You have to, when you've got your beads pre-strung on little bits, you are really committed to keeping your fibers in line with the direction of twist. Spinning over the fold, a woolen, a semi-woolen, those are really not possible with this method. So keep that in mind when you're planning your project. There we go, one more. Notice, see, I'm trying to hold that up. Notice how I continue to draft, pinching with my front hand, which is now holding both sections, the main fiber and the beaded. And then you just let the twist pass the bead. And it's trapped in there. Not going to come out. And it's not going to move. Very nice, I think. I really do like this method. It is slow. This is the slow part. Having to pre-make all of these over here. But you know, I've never been a production spinner. Speed or lack thereof never really bothered me. As long as the yarn is pretty and workable. And here's what I have so far. Pull that in line. Get you out of the way. There we go. Okay. There you go. Adding beads to handspun. Hope you give it a try. Until next time.